Well, Jim, on the topic of roster news, let's talk about Asuka. You haven't seen Asuka on TV lately? Have you been following what's been going on with her on social media?
No, I've not been following the Asuka news while I've been following the Rasta news.
And actually, you haven't been following social media. Now that you got the new computer, maybe you'll be a little more up to date with what's happening, but you've kind of been restricted in what you could access.
Well, just it made me mad, so I would just walk off from it before I threw it off the deck. But yes.
On January 29th, Asuka tweeted out, "I've been feeling in danger recently. I've already consulted the police.
The f-
At this rate, even if fans approach me at the airport or in the city, I will feel the possibility that something might happen and it will scare me, making me unable to respond." And then she also tweeted out that night, "I absolutely reject any romantic or personal approaches towards me. There is absolutely no possibility for others to interfere in my private life." So let's stop there for a second because there's a little bit more. But obviously, there are issues with female wrestlers and disturbed fans, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, any wrestler, any celebrity has it, but I think specifically...
Well, it might be the nicest way to put it so we don't get kicked off of YouTube or whatever. But what kind of... She's obviously got some, as James Gregory used to say, some nut that's been in some way messages or contact attempts of some kind has scared shit out of her. And hopefully, yes, cops are on, but who, do the cops take some of this shit seriously when you get, a letter in the mail, it looks like a fucking ransom note from some 9-year-old or some shit like that? Like, you've seen some of the fucking mail I used to get from fans.
I don't know if that's what she's getting, because again, I don't know if she's getting mail versus actual, DMs or people writing crazy stuff on social media.
Well, whatever, but I'm saying sometimes, I hope the police are on it, but sometimes they don't take it seriously, and it's wrestling or whatever. I hope they're addressing it legitimately.
Well, 2 days after those tweets, she tweeted out, "WWE and TKO are taking action to protect me. I appreciate it." So obviously they take it seriously. And we talked about Sonya Deville earlier. I guess that's the best case. Maybe that's not the best way to put it, but that's the case you look at where a fan literally broke into her house looking to harm her. Mandy Rose, I think, was living there at the time too. And luckily nothing happened, but there are fans that cross boundaries, whether it's at the airport. I mean, I guess the nicest boundary to cross is just the weirdo who wants you to sign everything so they can resell it.
Yeah, which is, that's one type of harassment, but this is a whole nother level.
You're talking about the angry mail you got and people taking it seriously. We have more tweets we'll discuss. What about like crazy fans who fall in love with you, or just in their own head they've imagined they're your wife already, or that you should be with them? I don't know how often you would have had that, but maybe Stan Lane had that happen a lot. I don't know.
Well, no, hold on now, cowboy. It's two different types of things. The anger heat, where they want to get you because you're a heel in the building, or they did in the territory days. That was, yes, you had heat, but it was more instantaneous. There's that son of a bitch. He's right in front of me going to the ring type of thing. If, some heels had so much heat, people would take swings at him going to the ring, but he was right in front of me. Or he's just fucked my fucking hero. I'm going to take a swing at him. It's more instantaneous because it's anger. It's hard to keep that level of pissed offedness in a fucking fan to where he will go out and plan to reshoot, targets by Peter Bogdanovich or whatever. So it was more of an instantaneous type of thing. But this, with these guys falling in love with these girls, it's a love thing, sort of like a male-female, John Lennon fucking Sabada guy type of thing, where they're infatuated, and then they begin to imagine some kind of personal relationship or something, or whatever, depending on their level of, so that's that. Not only you can keep that level of heat, whatever if that's the proper way to measure it, and it can grow and grow without these people ever even having met, because it's in their fucking mind.
Well,
that's not good.
On February 7th, Asuka tweeted out again, "There are still people who have romantic feelings for me and are making advances. Please stop immediately." And then someone named Chuck Kun responded, "Not sure if they actually mean it, Asuka, but this has more to do with the whole rejection thing. See, when you make a statement, in this case a romantic conundrum, people will only see that as a challenge. It's screwed up logic, yes, but this is internet culture." And then she responded, and by the way, I don't know if I agree with all that, but then she responded,
I don't even know if I understand all what the fuck Chuck Connors just said.
"If it's only the internet, I don't mind that much." So that would make you think it's something that's maybe happened in person, or maybe it is a letter that she's received or something, as opposed to something over the internet.
Yeah, something's being sent or somebody's trying to present themselves in some kind of fucking way. And yeah, and this poor girl, again, she's on television. Whether it's the people that believe that, these people on the internet impersonating people on television, oh, I want to marry you, send me money, or whether they get in their own minds, oh, if only I could meet her so and so, then we'd be just wonderful together. It just, that's the kind of people you need to be keeping an eye on. Somebody somewhere in the community needs to be notified that those folks are around. And so you would think that there is some way that law enforcement would be able to figure out who is doing whatever they're doing. Can you trace a fucking package? Can you follow a fucking guy? Can you put a security camera up, trace a license plate? I would assume that one of these things could be done. But I'm just a small town bird lawyer. I don't do the detecting, I do the defending.
I also wonder, does she live in Florida like everyone else? Because the Sonya Deville thing happened in Florida. Wasn't there also like a crazy fan that was showing up at the performance center? Didn't someone like shoot up the performance center? Am I thinking?
Yes, well, no, hold on now. Wait a minute. And then they set off a neutron bomb.
And then Harley Race lit the ring on fire.
Yeah, the whole place was in flames. It was on the Orlando news. Let's not, no, they shot I think the police shot the fucking guy. But yes, there was a guy who was showing up at the performance center down there several years ago. People can Google it and get the story told to him by the news reports better than I can recall it blow by blow. But he was convinced he was going to train there and that he was supposed to be a star, and then he got mad at him because they were fucking him around some kind of this fucking guy. And they called the cops because he was trying to beat on the door or whatever. I think one of the cops ended up shooting him. But nevertheless, yes, he went to court and in jail and other types of unsavory things over that. Again, go out in public, walk down the street and take a good look at the first 10 people you see and then say, do I really trust any of them to come and sit on my back porch? That's my new philosophy.